Hi, welcome to SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing UFC 160 right now, and we are joined by regular guest Nick Kalikas. He is joining us via Skype remotely right now. Nick, thanks for being with us once again.
Thanks for having me back.
And Nick, of course, your website is MMAoddsbreaker.com, and our call-in guest is also from MMAoddsbreaker.com, Adam Martin.
Glad to be here.
All right, let's just start right off with the main event. Antonio Silva, Cain Velasquez. Velasquez, of course, huge favorite here, minus 700. Silva is a plus 500 on the other side. These are the current lines from 5 dimes that I'm seeing. And this, of course, a rematch. Velasquez destroyed Silva in a UFC 146. Velasquez, complete fighter. It's hard to see how Silva has any kind of chance here, but he is coming off of an impressive upset win over Overeem. Let's start with you, Adam Martin. Do you think Silva has any chance? Do you think maybe even Velasquez has some value even at minus 700?
I don't think Bigfoot has a chance in this fight. I think the fight's going to play out pretty similarly to the first fight, which happened just a year ago. Honestly, Bigfoot shouldn't even be fighting for the title right now. The only reason he is because the heavyweight division is so weak in the UFC, and there's no other contenders, so they had to throw him in this fight. They needed a main event for the card. Minus 700 for Cain Velasquez. It's a steep price to pay, but I do believe it's fair. I think that he does win the fight, most of the time. At the same time, though, it's a heavyweight fight, and it's hard to lay that kind of juice on a heavyweight fight, especially against a guy like Bigfoot, who, I don't think he's going to win this fight, but you never know with those heavy hands. He's about 280-pound man. He's got really heavy hands, knocked over him. You never know if he could land that one punch and just put Cain to sleep. So I would actually recommend a pass on the money line at minus 700. But if you're going to make a bet in this fight, I think you look at Cain Velasquez inside the distance at minus 400, which is like nearly half the price. And I think that's the way to go if you're going to do this. I think you throw that in a parlay with someone else in the card because I don't think you can lay 7-1.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Nick Kalikas, here we go. Another one of these fights. Heavyweight matchup with a huge favorite, the underdog. You think maybe he has a puncher's chance? Where'd you open these lines, and what actions have you taken so far on it?
Well, a little bit of back and forth action. I mean, with a high, outrageous line kind of like this for a title fight, you're going to get two-way action for sure. But I did open it closer to 6-1 the public with parlays and everything else that's involved. Has bet up to 7-1, and we could see an increase from there again. I mean, everybody's going to be throwing in the parlay, so that's one of the reasons that you're going to see an increase. If not, a lot of the straight bets will come in on Silva, though. So the books, again, will be in a balanced spot with the line being this high, and it is a little bit too high, honestly, if you think about it, because Silva has been underrated for so long. But I agree with Adam. I think it's a terrible matchup for him, and that's why you're seeing him such a big favorite with Cain. And Cain is the best heavyweight on the planet right now, no doubt.
So are you going to be needing Silva? If Velasquez wins, will you lose a little?
Yeah, probably. I mean, most of the places. And you can't avoid stuff like that, A favorite that high that's supposed to win, that everybody's putting in a parlay should win. So the books are probably going to lose small in the parlays, yeah.
Right. So you think that Silva does have a puncher's chance, and that his puncher's chance should give him odds of what? Maybe plus 350, plus 400? What do you think would be fair odds for him?
Well, even on the feet, Cain has an advantage, so that's a tough one because I think it's more likely that Cain knocks him out on the foot than vice versa, that Bigfoot knocks Cain out. So, yeah, I mean, he definitely has a puncher's chance. I mean, as evident, if his chin holds up, he definitely has power in those hands, so he can dish out some punishment as well. But that chin is the main concern here. I know Cain's been knocked out as well against JDS, but he's bounced back strong, and I think there's more of a suspect chin on Bigfoot. I mean, that head is huge. I say it over and over again. It's such a big target, and Cain Velasquez can definitely find that target again. If not, take him down ground and pound, cut him open with elbows like he did last time. So, yeah, I mean, he does have a puncher's chance, no doubt, Bigfoot. Like I said, that's why the line's maybe a little bit too high with the heavyweight fight. But it's a line that I wouldn't want to touch, honestly. I would pass personally. So,
Adam Martin, you think there's not any way to bet this fight that would give really solid value, maybe just a slight value on one of these big favorite lines?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the total right now of under 1.5 rounds. The first fight, it's at plus 120 right now. The first fight ended in the first round. Maybe that's the one to look at, but honestly, I think Bigfoot might be able to survive into the second round in this fight, so I'd probably pass on it. It's a really hard fight to bet, honestly, because everyone thinks Cain should win, and I mean, the juice, it's such a high amount of juice, honestly.
All right, I think we've covered this sufficiently. Obviously, Velasquez is probably going to win. We can't really find any angles with great value, maybe some angles on props with small value, but in general, I think it's probably going to be a pass. Thanks, guys.